All right, Mrs. Independent.
Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another fabulous edition of Tiara Tuesday. I'm your host, Miss Independent 2025. I'm Ashley Ennis, and if this is your first time joining us, we are so pleased to have you, and we have an awesome lineup for you tonight. We are going to be discussing about Nonprofit Awareness Month, and we will also be featuring a really intriguing interview with Mr. Sebastian Warren, who is the president of the New Jersey Council of the Blind. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. So, as being Miss Independent 2025, some things that I have kind of had the opportunity to experience in terms of nonprofit affiliations and just different events that I've been able to participate specifically in throughout my reign as Miss Independent. There have been so many different, for example, with the National Federation of the Blind, we recently had the opportunity as the Queen's Court for the Better Together Queen's Court. We had the opportunity to attend the national conference in Austin, Texas, where if you were in person, you had the opportunity to come and join us at the Queen's Brunch, which was a really awesome event. And we just got to, meet and greet the people and let you guys know about who we are as Eyes Like Mine Incorporated and give a shout out for the upcoming pageant, which is going to take place October 16th through the 17th in beautiful Newark, New Jersey. So if you haven't got your ticket, that's just me giving a plug for you to go ahead and get your ticket. But just to kind of explain a little bit more about what we did, just to highlight the nonprofit aspect of it. So the National Federation of the Blind is one of the top blind and low vision organizations throughout the country. And it plays host and it has different branches and sectors within the various states. So you can find different branches and different operations within the continental United States, and they also have branches in Hawaii as well. So if you need a place in an organization to kind of get connected and have a place to find resources and assets and make yourself your presence known and your voice known as someone who's able to be a voice within the blind community, I would definitely encourage you to connect with the National Federation of the Blind. And also previously highlighting another organization that we had the opportunity to work with, which is also a nonprofit. We had the opportunity to engage with the Foundations Fighting Blindness. And we had the opportunity again. So myself and Miss Courtney Brown, who is the ultimate title holder for this year's 2025 court, we had the opportunity to, as well as Crystal, who is our fabulous president, we had the opportunity to engage with and to promote again our upcoming Miss Blind Diva event, which will be taking place in New Jersey, October 16th through the 17th. We had the opportunity to meet and greet and just meet with a various array of different organizations that are really being a champion and a voice for different cures and just solutions to blindness, because blindness might be a condition, but it doesn't have to be permanent if you are in such a position where you are able to either get medical aids or just different things that can allow you to persevere even through your blindness. Because as you well know, blindness is not a condition that halts us, but it kind of pushes us closer and further into our destiny, becoming a platform and a foundation upon which we stand and are able to be more positive lights to not only ourselves, but to those within the broader community. So those are some of a few examples. And we also, just in my experience this year in the court and just working with Eyes Like Mine specifically, we also had the opportunity to participate in the it was so awesome, y'all. It was the Mother's Day baby shower for the various mothers that were in need, and we also hosted that event in beautiful Newark, New Jersey. And that is an annual event that is hosted by, of course, Eyes Like Mine Incorporated. And I will say for myself, just in partnering with various other nonprofits, I've done a lot of speaking engagements. I've been able to play host to I was able to just share my testimony and kind of my experience as a visually impaired woman with Vocal Point Radio, which is um, a nationally syndicated network that hosts aids and resources for people with visual impairments and allows them through the audio perception to have a greater understanding of books and resources and stories and just kind of listen and engage the mind and its faculties in that avenue. So that was something I participated back in December. That was a really fun event. I was cute and we had a good time and the food was great. And I met so many interesting people like the president of the organization. He is so well educated. Like he has like 4 degrees. So that's something that really stood out to me. And just continuing to build those personal relationships as, someone that is a beacon and a light and an advocate within the blind community. And I also wanted to share one other quick story before we bring on our guest, Mr. Sebastian Warren of the New Jersey Council of the Blind. And I'm just connecting this to the area of politics and advocacy. So I would definitely encourage you, if you are someone that is considering being a participant or just finding out more about the National Federation of the Blind, I would also encourage you to kind of take a trip to Washington. Join us in February, where we usually play host. We all, through the different delegates and partnerships within the various states, we take it upon ourselves to engage lawmakers and policymakers in Washington, as well as Congress, to kind of, you know, perceive and let them know about different initiatives such as the medical bills for medical assistive technology and social security benefits and all these different things that specifically affect people with blindness and low vision. So the best voice to be and the best place to be is your own advocate before people that make decisions. And I would say sign checks, but the most important thing is they make decisions that affect us, because laws can change things and laws can better position us for the future and as well as for today. So without further ado, we are going to go ahead and bring in our special guest. Again, he is Mr. Sebastian Warren, and he is the president of the New Jersey Council of the Blind, which is also in affiliation with the American Council of the Blind. So, Mr. Sebastian, we're just going to have you come on and introduce yourself, and we're so glad to have you on today.
Thank you. So, yes, my name is Swarm, president of the New Jersey Council of Blind. Nice to meet you, Ashley. Alongside being president of the New Jersey Council of the Blind, I am vice president of the Mercer County Association of the Blind. I am also vice commissioner for Mercer County Advisory Council Special Transportation. So that's just a few things that I do. And you keep mentioning North, and it's just, mainland North was the home of the New Jersey Council of the Blind. That's where it was originated before in 1963, and it grew from there to become an affiliate of the American Council of the Blind. And, been trying to go and thrive ever since. And you did mention the word necessary for myself coming to the path of being president. It's definitely something I didn't see the vice commissioner, even vice president, was something that I never thought, especially with my madness and then being one of the individuals that lied or blindness. Never thought that the path that I would be something that would be where I would have to be vulnerable and show my blind in order to help others, you know, live life independently along with all the challenges and struggles that we have. So that's just so. Oh, I'm just glad that I do have very nice pigment. So that is my addition. So that's just a little quick synopsis about myself.
Okay, that's awesome to hear, Sebastian. It was a little difficult to hear you, so I'm just going to kind of ask a few questions here. But, just before we get into the foundation side of who you represent and what you are, could you just kind of tell us a little background about, maybe your eye condition, and then what are your personal initiatives within the blind community? What are some of the things that you kind of want to be a champion and a voice for as someone who also has a visual impairment? So this, if you can just
Okay.
kind of speak to those two things.
Yeah, you hear me better now?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay. So, yes, my condition is retinitis pigmentosa. Um, I guess some of my goals for not for the blind and local community is, I guess, just things being raw, more accessible, um, for the side of to have a better understanding. I guess one of the large goal would be to have maybe like sort of audit program to go to certain locations, the stores, not change store because we all want that independence, but to have understand the difficulties of shopping and maybe have, the workers understand that when we come with the white cane, what a cane means, because sometimes I don't think people really still understand fully what that means. They just think that it's, up at times. So that's really one of my larger goals as far as for the New Jersey Council of the Blind. Have now a ASC in our program, so we're looking for local legislation. We talk legislation change, small things, citywide, statewide, countywide, whatever we see like issue to come in help with that. We work, of course, work alongside the American Council of Blind, which
Mhm.
has what they call the Speak For campaign, where every 2 weeks, an email goes out with something that needs to be addressed by the blind vision community, and you can simply fill out the form, your name, your address, and you submit to your local politicians, your county people, your representatives, senators,
Mhm.
and you choose. You can put a story on there to make it more heartful, more moving for whatever initiative it is. And that is something that we're definitely pursuing more with the advocacy committee over here in New Jersey by trying to set out to membership more. They're aware of the issues that are going on, especially with the dismantlement of the ADA, trying to move the Department of Future, trying to move the Department of Education, the Department of Human Services, things like the Business Enterprise program of New Jersey, where a lot of blind people find income that kind of be, taken away from them in some aspects. So there's a lot of parts of things in the air that we have to. One point it was to pick choose which we wanted to make, but now it
Mhm.
seems like everything is kind of all at once, and we have to come together and be more united than ever.
Yes, and that's such a key component. What you said in the last couple segments, you talked about unity in the blind community, and I know that when you think about unity and blindness, as blind individuals, we understand the power of unity because there's a singleness of course and a singleness of direction. And when those two things align, such as having proper help or proper direction or guidance, those all combine to make our course easier and more of a directive in terms of the direction that we want to you know champion and go ourselves, and also call others alongside us to kind of participate specifically in the aspect of advocacy. And I know that you did mention that there's like, every 2 or so weeks a bulletin goes out. So could you just kind of tell our listening and viewing audience where they can kind of how they can sign up for that mailing list, how they can get more information, and how can they become more involved both in the New Jersey Council as well as the American Council of the Blind?
Okay, fine. For me, the New Jersey Council of the Blind will have an upcoming convention on September 26th, and you register there at njcouncilofblind.org. It is all virtual. It is from 10 a.m. to 6 a.m. and
Mhm.
that is free of charge. So feel free to register. Once again, that is njcounciloftheblind.org. Registration closes on September 23rd. For large scale advocacy in the blindness community, you can always check acb.org/advocacy. Or if you have it, you could always email advocacy@acb.org, or you can always email info@njcounciloftheblind.org. That's just a place to gather some information.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. That's a lot of valuable information for us. And I just wanted to ask just one closing question. I know as time is of the essence here, but I did want to ask, just based on your, your background and experience in the blind and low vision community, are there any other resources either within the New Jersey area or nationally that you would suggest for both a listening and viewing audience for any specific initiatives within the blind community that would kind of help them in their personal endeavors, enterprise endeavors, or just for play or for leisure? If there's any other things that you would like to make note of that might be of some value to those who are tuned in today.
Yeah, for that one, it would be acb.org/community, or you could just find anything in general, acb.org. But what I'm referring to is the community call. So every day, AC has a list of calls from 9 a.m. to about 8 p.m.,
Oh,
spreading on topics from religion to sports to yoga to cooking to learning how to use abacus, beginning Spanish, beginning French, beginning
wow.
Braille. There's so many different things that have on there that I can't even think of everything. Even have AA meetings, anything that you can possibly think um from Islamic services to Judaism, to anything that you can possibly think, you'll be able to find there Monday through Saturday, and there's anybody to sign up. You don't have to be a member of the American Colorblind. You can sign up general online, and I looked up the phone first, but I could always have information, sir. But there is also a number for people calling as well to get to the schedule. Those are the community calls, and they're hosted. So, well, not all by a syndicates, but she's an outreach engagement person at the American Council of the Blind that helps put those together weekly. I believe, and there are honestly at least 200 calls that we can tune to.
Wow, that's such valuable and information that we can definitely take home and you know applies to our daily lives. We would definitely like to become more involved and participatory, in each and every venture. So we definitely just want to take this time to say that we appreciate you for joining us today. We thank you for, just offering yourself, your expertise, your services, and for showing us your beautiful face today, for those that can't see. And we just thank you for your time, and we look forward to, for those that are interested in joining, you can definitely, like he said, register for their upcoming event and just be a part, be engaged, be involved, and just connect with those that are dispersed without the blind and low vision community. It's definitely a lot of valuable assets, resources, and make yourself known and present. So, Mr. Sebastian Warren, we definitely appreciate you. We do hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. And one more thing, are there any last closing words that you would like to leave us with before you go?
I would say the last closing words are, of course, thank you for hosting this and, doing this interview with me. Second, like, thank you, Crystal Allen, for inviting me, and also for everybody that's listening. It's like Money's now our newest community partner. So I just got that out here. So they're, community partner, New Jersey Council of the Blind. So we will
Awesome.
definitely come into your more. I'll probably go on the 16th.
Okay, we'll see you there. We're excited about it. We're going to have a good time. So we're definitely looking
Indeed.
forward to it. All right.
All
Thank you,
right.
Sebastian.
You're welcome. Be good.
Okay, you too. And we're going to head on over to break. So, Miss Crystal Allen, our wonderful president, what would you like to give to the people today?
Yes, so thank you so much, Miss Independent 2025. We do have some dates that we do want to share with you all. We were just recently at the Transgressional Parish Community Youth Fest. We are going to also be at an upcoming Newark Academy event on August the 22nd. And we are also going to begin our support groups under partnership with Parents Inc. of our newest support group that will be hybrid, virtual, and in person, starting during the month of August. And we will be having a back to school event, our first back to school event on September the 19th, and more details will come. You'll get an opportunity to meet and greet with Miss Ashley Ennis, our Miss Independent 2025. And then we do have a few Tiara Tuesdays remaining. So for
Mhm.
the rest of August, we will have our Miss Altruistic coming up next week. And then we are going to be closing out with Director's Choice. And then moving on for the whole month of September, we will continue our Circle of Tiara Tuesdays. Starting with our anchoring title holder, Miss Courtney
Mhm.
Brown, and moving forward as we have a big finale Tiara Tuesday timeline on that first week of October, because we are getting ready for pageant weekend. So
Yes.
anyone who does want to come out and support, we will be so happy for your support, either by purchasing a ticket, donating a ticket, becoming a sponsor, becoming a vendor. And the ways that you can do that is by going to eyeslikeMine.org website and filling in the area for vendors. Our vendor tables are $75. If you would like to become a sponsor, we have various levels of sponsors. And
Mhm.
speaking of which, we can publicly announce that we do have a sponsor for our pageant this year, a new sponsor, which
Awesome.
is Waymo Autonomous Vehicles.
Wow.
Waymo is going to be sponsoring us by way of support of our great guest that we just had today, who connected us to Waymo, and we're looking forward to them participating and supporting this year's milestone pageant. They are a platinum sponsor. So there's different levels that people can sponsor or companies can sponsor our event. And we're looking forward to welcoming our contestants. We have contestants that are representing various states. If you were watching Tiara Tuesday last week, we were able to feature our brunch queen, Miss Marisa from California, who is also
Mhm.
a contestant. And we're just really excited for what's to come for the rest of this year. So, those were some of the updates and tidbits for everyone to follow. So, Ashley, if you want to just go into closing out in any method in which you feel free to. And also, we are live on YouTube with Miss Independent.
Hey,
Okay?
YouTube audience. So it's great. Glad to be here. We gonna keep this up.
Yes. Yes.
Uh-huh. So, okay, everybody, the listening and viewing audience, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It was a pleasure, and it's just, like Crystal said, we're just so excited for the upcoming events and various partnerships that are being locked and loaded for the community advocacy as an organization. Eyes Like Mine is always visible, present, active, and action oriented. So those are this is a great organization, even if you just want to kind of be a part, even if you're visually impaired or not visually impaired and know people that would be of a great asset to this organization. We always encourage volunteers to come and show their support. We definitely want to see a really great turnout at our upcoming Miss Blind Diva pageant. That's going to be October 16th and the 17th in beautiful Newark, New Jersey. I'm so excited to see everybody. Definitely come dressed to impress because, it is a pageant, and we might just have some special prizes and giveaways. So we just always want to encourage everybody to bring a friend or two or the family and just come out and see the great progress and passion that is within the low vision and blind community. And even also, I'm just going to continue to reiterate this, even in my pageant journey, just taking on the understanding that I'm also someone that has a dual disability. I'm also visually impaired, but also deaf and hard of hearing. And that's just something that, just being uh, just a woman with impairments, like it's a hindrance at times, and sometimes it does cause the road to be more difficult, but the obstacles that are set before you are not impossible to overcome. So if there's anything that you can just kind of take away from our time of being able to gather in this space together, just knowing that there are networks and organizations that provide opportunity of access and resource and just greater access to the person that you want to become, because it is about you becoming your best self, showing your best light, showing your best face, and being your own voice, because nobody else is going to do it for you. You got to get up, you got to get out, you got to get moving, you got to get active and engage. So definitely join us in Newark, join us on the website, follow us on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. Just come and be a part and let your presence be known. We'd definitely love to have you, and it's been a pleasure. And we will see you next time. And join us here with Miss Altruistic, Miss Bianca Johnson. We will see you, ladies and gentlemen, next week. And Crystal, if there are any closing words, just take us out.
Yeah, so we're gonna share with you guys a final video, and just give me one moment.
Okay.
All right, Victor, it is in our Zoom chat, so you can begin sharing. So whenever you're ready, Victor, you can share your screen.
All right. All right.
The empowerment. Ms. Blind Diva made its debut in Newark, New Jersey in 2017. 2. It has crowned one deaf-blind ultimate title holder. 3. It has crowned two title holders from the state of Texas. Fact number 4. The pageant's first DJ is totally blind. 5. One of Ms. Blind Diva's community partners is the Newark Museum of Art. Fun fact number 7. In order to compete, the applicant must be 18 years of age or older. 8. The pageant 2024 theme was the Powerhouse Edition. 9. The first title holder to win the $1,000 cash prize was in 2020. 10. Deja Vu from 107.5 WBLS Radio presented the keynote address in 2018. 11. Mary Kay has sponsored complimentary makeovers for all contestants since 2017. 12. The first male escorts for contestants included one of our founders, Asan Muhammad Esquire, and 2017 Dancing with the Blind champ Justin Bonds, also visually impaired. Fact number 13. The first crowned Ms. Blind Diva is from Secaucus, New Jersey. 14. Retail store Ashley Stewart hosted Ms. Blind Diva's first information session in 2018. 15. The winning plaque for the ultimate title holder is named in honor of the first African American Braille teacher, the late Honorable Mildred C. Crump. 16. Audio description for the pageant first debuted during the 2024 competition. 17. To date, The pageant has crowned only one New York resident. 18. The state boasting the highest number of contestants within the Ms. Blind Diva Empowerment Pageant is Florida. Fun fact number 19. The Blind Divas pageant jingle was introduced during 2023 pageant season. Fact number 20. MBD's pageant recruitment season begins in March during Women's History Month. 21. Mayor Raj J. Baraka attended and spoke at the pageant in 2018. 22. The Finding Ms. Blind Diva tour took place in 2022. 23. A Pennsylvania contestant performed a hair showcase for the talent competition during the 2022 pageant. 24. Ms. Blind Diva's Lisa Durden Clap for That award debuted in 2019. Ms. Blind Diva Empowerment Pageant Fun Fact number 25. AMB Performing Arts Theater choreographed the first ever Ms. Blind Diva opening number, performed on the 2024 stage. 26. Newark Bronze Shield came on board as escorts for pageant contestants in 2018. 27. The Ms. Blind Diva Empowerment Pageant was featured on My 9 Chasing News in 2019. 28. The Marvelous Moms Recognition debuted during the 2020 pageant's virtual In Our Living Room edition. 29. The pageant has been featured on NJ.com. Fact number 30. Eyes Like Mine Inc. hosted 2 virtual pageants during the height of the pandemic. Ms. Blind Diva Empowerment Pageant Fun Fact number 31. The Ms. Independent YouTube video challenge has reached over 10,000 viewers, collectively highlighting and celebrating the abilities of all pageant contestants over the past 8 years.
Thank you so much, Victor. And I am happy to share that Tiara Tuesdays are now being captioned by the New Jersey Relay Captioning Services. And we also have the support of volunteers from the Idealist platform, idealist.com. So if you want to volunteer with our work in any way, shape, or form, we have Victor here who is volunteering all the way from Nigeria. So we are grateful for all of our volunteers because we are a community-based volunteer organization, and you can always reach us by emailing events at eyeslikeMine.org or visiting our website at eyeslikeMine.org. Ashley, you want to wave us out?
Bye, y'all. Until next time.
All right. Let me stop the recording. All right. So,
Made it. Made it.
yes. Oh, we are live streaming on Facebook as well.